Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I am Derek, the Dark One, here with my lovely and beautiful wife, Benita. Say hello if you wish.
Hello.
Hello indeed. So it's been a minute since I made a video, and I gotta be honest, I've been on the forums, and there are a lot of people that have been playing this game for a minute that have been quitting. And for a while there, I really thought that I would put the game down entirely. The thought crossed my mind. For a few days, as a matter of fact. And ultimately, I decided not to. I'm going to keep playing. I'm not going to spend as much money as I have before in the past. I don't like the direction the game is going. So, we'll see how it all plays out. But I got war hits and I got a Titan hit, so let's get right to it. On the main account, we got a Volcanic Dragon 10 star, I think. 2, 4, 6. Yep. And as I do my Titan hits, is there anything you want to talk about, man? Anything in particular? The game that you're playing?
Not your game, that's what I'm not playing.
My game.
What am I playing? Matchington.
Matchington. He plays Matchington in Homescapes?
Yeah.
Okay. And I jump in every now and again when she asks me to. Let's put it that way. Oops.
He beats stuff that I can't.
I beat the hard levels.
When I get frustrated, I beat some hard levels too.
Yeah.
He just beats them when I get frustrated. I don't feel like playing anymore because I don't have patience for games.
But apparently I have a shit ton of patience.
For your game.
For my game. Not always in life. I don't always have patience. I try though. I try. I make the attempt. I'm just gonna get something going on the other game, so it's not static. Oh man, so fuck. I don't got. I don't have any items. My God.
Fuck!
What's going on in your game?
I hit the wrong button.
Alright. I'm going to skip it. Also got raids going on. Tournament. And holy fuck. Look at my defense. I got an A on it. Okay. In my attacks, I'm doing really, really well. I've only lost once. If all goes well, I might get the top 1%. How much time do I have? 2 hours and 29 minutes to get my hits in. Alright.
I don't even understand the game, babe.
It's really, I mean, it's, we can make it complicated, but it's really not that complicated.
You do make it complicated.
I mean, I don't try to. It's, I don't know, when it comes to, the nuance of the game, I'm kind of late to the party.
I'm just not patient enough for your game.
This, yeah, we talk about patience. And anybody watching this video, I mean, They know this game requires a lot of patience. I mean, you can blast through it if you have like tens of thousands of dollars. You can do it. Just skip everything. Just keep on going. Keep pulling heroes. But even then, the amount of time it takes to level a hero, I mean, that can be ridiculous. A lot of resources. Oh man, I'm not prepared for this. Just not. I wasn't making turtle banners because we got to use iron, and I'm using all my iron to emblem Teleria. Which I suppose is top priority right now. Do you know about that? You know about Teleria?
Not at all.
You know about Bella? Anything about that?
Hey.
You played this game. You installed it and you played it, and you will not let me see your account. You hid it from me.
I did.
You kept a secret.
I did. I didn't even tell you I was playing it.
No, I didn't even know. I had no idea.
Because I wanted to see what you were obsessed with. And still are obsessed with. And I wanted to know where all our money was going.
all of our money. Where all of our money was going. I want to say all of it.
A lot of it.
A good portion.
A large amount. A good portion, a large amount. More than I would ever dream of playing. Doing on a mobile game. But you have caused me to spend money on my own mobile games just because you spend money on your mobile games. So I justify it.
You justify my my reckless spending?
Yeah.
Make no doubt about it. Make no doubt about it. It is reckless spending. I understand that. I accept it. We're probably going to be on the street.
We better not be on the street over this damn game.
But we'll still have our games.
Shit.
Still have our games.
Not going to have our games if we can't pay for our phones.
That's true. That's a good point. It's taken me a long time to do my hits. Okay. We'll scroll back. Alright, so I spent 40 gems to make this happen. Because I wasn't prepared. I would say it's not my fault, but clearly
It is.
it's my fault. Alright, here we go. Is this what I want? Okay.
So dramatic.
It is really. Come on, give me some blues. Oh, there it is. It's that one. That was okay, I suppose. There we go.
This is each.
Yep. a purple diamond. Fuck that one up. Ah, damn it. Yeah, that's a pretty damn good hit. I'll take that one. Let's ask me questions back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought you were doing that, so I didn't know if I was supposed to. Should we tell them why I'm asking you questions?
Alright, give me a second, and we will do just that. Man, this board dried up quite a bit. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Wow. 36,000. I got 84,000 the last one. I got 36. That board dried the fuck up towards the end. Good grief. Yeah, someone's talking about Teleria and getting her emblemed up. I got her to 14. I'm going to get her to 19 by probably the next couple of days. And that's where it comes with the patience, the resources it takes. It takes quite a bit. But this has to be done. I got to get her up to 19, and I got to get this lady up here, Bella, up to 19. And then all will be well in the universe. Probably. Alright, so I'm sure everybody watching this has seen video and read stuff on all kinds of social media sites about George Floyd and his death and what that has caused in our country in regards to protests, peaceful protest, some becoming less peaceful as we have come to found that there are groups of people that don't want these protests to be peaceful for whatever reason. I could speculate, but I don't know. We'll call them instigators. They go in and they quietly start actions that are not peaceful. They're actively against what is going on.
Along with some police officers.
Watching, it's so weird to me now that everybody has a camera. there's cameras everywhere, and all this is being caught.
Especially at Walmart.
Especially at Walmart. If you watch, what is it, ID?
Yes.
If you watch ID, which I believe is Discovery. Yeah, they have shows, they have documentaries on murders and how they're solved.
Which is totally going off the page of what we were talking about, but this is just facts.
Yeah, this is something that we should talk about first. It's called See No Evil, and it's when crimes are committed and the cops use surveillance video and they track down what happened. Very, very interesting. A lot of them end up at Walmart because Walmart has cameras fucking everywhere. Everywhere. And some of the cameras are very good, some not so much, but...
And for whatever reason, people that commit murders tend to go to Walmart a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if that correlates, that everybody that goes to Walmart is capable of murder.
Maybe everybody just goes to Walmart.
But, you know...
Maybe it's that. Everybody just goes to Walmart.
Everybody goes to Walmart.
So there's some people that...
So there's going to be killers. So keep that in mind. The next time you go to Walmart and you're
Walmart.
walking around, any one of them can be a killer.
It's crazy. They all
Anyone.
go to Walmart.
Walmart's the place to be if you want to commit murders.
And apparently they also, weirdly enough, go to Walmart often in the middle of the night. And maybe that's another reason because it's 24 hours. Was until this epidemic. But they go to Walmart.
Sorry, I'm getting my goodies.
What is that?
That's my war chest. I don't know why it reads my current participation level 82. I did miss a war, didn't I? Yeah. During the dark times. I don't know if that applies to what's going on here.
Dark times.
We are calling it the dark times. They know of it. When I made some videos and I was talking
different
about some stuff. A little different. So when I picked the name Derek the Dark One, it pertains to that. I guess some might call me a depressed individual. But yeah, not always. But
because if you're a depressed individual, I wouldn't want anything to do with you. Like if you
really?
came at me that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you were just like always depressed and didn't show any other side of you.
Can you talk a little louder, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
If you were always depressed and I didn't see another side of you, then we probably wouldn't have gotten together.
You would not have been interested.
Yes.
This motherfucker one-shot me? That son of a bitch.
But, back to what you were saying. Besides Walmart having all the cameras, everybody has cameras now. And everybody videotapes everything because we have these handheld computers in our hands. And not only do they videotape, they live stream. And in live streaming, you can't edit that.
No, you can't. Yeah, it just goes right up.
Or stop it. And, yeah, we've seen a lot of stuff happening, and I have children who are from the ages of 16 to 24 who have been out protesting and have witnessed it with their own eyes. They have gone out peacefully protesting. My children are very peaceful people. They're not trying to be out there. They know I'd kill them. And they have witnessed police instigating situations, starting riots. And I'm not saying that certain people aren't following once it has been started, because it has been shown that some people have decided to jump on the bandwagon after it's been started, but it's been instigated many of the times by someone that is not black, that is not there peacefully protesting, and a lot of the times it's also somebody who is sent there specifically to instigate a riot. Of course, we don't know who these people are, specifically, which is sad, but we don't know what organization.
It's gotten
Our smoky vapes.
way too smoky in here.
Why didn't you open the window?
I was thinking about that. Well, I mean, got this dog barking. I guess it is what it is.
Outside. Look at the dog.
Yeah, he's just laid out. He snuck in here. Like,
Laying in the bed like he was
and...
there the whole time. Anyway, so that's what we've been watching, and a lot of people are like, oh, why are we setting our own places on fire, blah, blah, blah. And aside of that, there are some places in certain states that people are actually mad, and they are doing that. And there's several articles on why it is being done, and why they're so angry, and why they're so mad, and why it somehow makes sense to them to do what they're doing. We come from a country where everyone's views turn the other cheek, and violence doesn't beget violence, but yet we bully and start wars, and that's all we see. Our leadership begets violence with violence. Adults beget violence with violence. You know, somebody gets up in their face, and that's what they do. They fight. So.
Yeah, so with this, I'm just going to say it. I don't know if you know this. It's very personal to me. I am a white guy. There. I said it. Everybody knows. I'm white. Not only, mind you, am I white, but I am the quintessential white man. I'm super white. My hair's thinning, so I shave my head with a razor.
I'm flabbergasted.
So I look like maybe I belong with a certain group of individuals, and I don't. So I'm gonna play the game. It looks like, oh man, I'm gonna have to do cleanup for
and
the
a lot of
race
certain
set.
individuals talk to you around you because they think you're one of them.
Yeah, I've been around white people, mainly white guys, and yeah, I typically don't say anything until the N-word is dropped, and the N-word has been dropped. And that makes me very uncomfortable, and I have to say something. I have to say, that's not okay. Please don't say that. I don't believe in that. So, if you could, I'd appreciate it. And then I'll walk away.
They're surprised to find out that his wife is black.
Yeah, a lot of people are surprised. Yeah. They're like, Jesus! I'm like, yeah, what? I like him dark. Leave me alone.
Why did you have to say it like that? You're so weird.
I am so weird. Alright, so she's going to ask me some questions, and I'm going to respond. I don't know what the questions are, so we'll see how it goes. So first things first, I'm going to attack Leonaka 0905.
Yep, that's what that says.
Yep.
Let's start off with.
And I'm running mono, and I'm going to focus on the left flank. That's what I'm going to do. And I think because she'll be asking me questions, I'm going to keep the volume off on the game. Alright, babe. Do your thing.
Let's start off with, when you hear All Lives Matter, how do you feel and react?
When I hear All Lives Matter, how do I feel and how do I react? I believe when a person says all lives matters, all lives matter, in response to Black Lives Matter. The issue that I have is I suppose most could agree that all lives matter, but that's not the issue. It's all lives matter, but Black lives matter less. And to respond with all lives matter is to dismiss the issue that's at hand right now. And that is, we have a group of people in our country whose lives matter less than others. And that's how I react, and that's what I think. And I feel annoyed when I hear that, and I feel irritated that I have to explain it. So that's my answer to that question.
All right. Let's see.
Bring Mocha and crunching. I was told by Jedi Master Luke Noob that I should take the emblems off of Kunshin and I should emblem up my costume or guard. So I don't have the resources or like time to do that right now. But when I get Teleria and I get Bella up, then I will probably do that because he knows what he's talking about way more than I do. Okay, sorry.
When you hear white supremacy, what first comes to mind?
When I hear white supremacy, what comes to mind?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's white supremacy. Man, it's so broad,
Mm-hmm.
and it covers so much. Like I want to say, like men in white robes, with the faces covered, and burning crosses, but it's not as big and in our faces as that.
Yeah.
White supremacy is behind the scenes, hidden, something that people actively try to hide. White supremacy is, goddamn, it's fuck, man. I'm just gonna say it's white privilege.
In a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, in a sense, white supremacy is
White privilege.
is white privilege.
At its 10th power.
Yeah, and it's God. Just saying that makes me feel some type of way. Yeah, when I say that it's something that's not big in our faces, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
It's white privilege down. I mean, from the very top all the way down to the a common working person.
Since we're talking about white privilege,
Fuck, that didn't kill her. God damn it.
what do you understand white privilege to be?
Why the fuck did nobody fucking go off? Sorry, give me 1 second here.
Like, I'll just say, are you afraid when you're driving your car and there are police driving behind you? Do you feel afraid?
No, I don't.
Do I? Yes, very much so. And I've had incidents that have caused me to feel that way. We can go into some of those later if you so want me to. Have you been followed around in a store? Like you're going to be like watching you, see if you were going to steal?
The only time that I can remember being followed around in the store was in a small Asian store, and I had it back on me when I walked in. So I think they might have been kind of worried that I was going to take something.
Because you had a bag.
Yeah, because I already had a bag. But I mean, it's Wow, this hit's going terrible. Sorry. It was going good and then it went bad. That didn't help anything. And Tulari's gonna go off again. God damn it.
Have you ever been you've gotten pulled over for a ticket before, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been asked to get out of the car and just from a ticket, like speeding ticket, to get out of the car and get into a police officer's car?
Have not.
Have you ever
That was a terrible hit.
had a gun pointed at you when you were reaching for your registration and license?
No.
By the way, all of those things have happened to me before. And if you know me, which you don't, I've never been in any trouble. I'm a good girl. We are quite opposite.
She's a good girl.
Boy, I'm a good girl. Very good girl. Well, for the most part.
All right, let me. Okay, now I'm done with that terrible fucking hit. Jesus Christ. Let's talk about white privilege. Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about this. So I've kind of grew up in a bubble. I'm 39 years old. I was born and raised Tacoma. So in my early years, I was there when Tacoma wasn't all that great. Gangs still doing their thing and all that. Wildview Farms is hiring for warehouse forklift operator. Okay. So I have never had fear of police. I've never been around a police officer and felt scared. I've never been pulled over and felt scared. I've said fuck the police, like when I was younger. Yeah, I've never had any fear. And on top of that, I've never been around a black person and felt scared. I've never had that feeling. I grew up around black people and Asian people. In my 39 years, I've never felt that. So I kind of have been living in a bubble. Like, I don't know how to respond to this. On a very personal level, it does not affect me. Either way, I don't fear police and I don't fear black people. So when I think about it, I don't understand it. I don't see what the problem is. I don't understand why police officers fear a person because of the color of the skin. I can't understand why they do that unless they've been trained to.
That's a whole other conversation, babe.
And there's a whole other conversation. Aside from that, I don't know. I suppose if I was raised a different way or if I went into some type of occupation and I was trained to feel that way, to react quickly with violence, and to react quickly with violence on a different level or on different levels depending on the color of their skin. Mm. Yeah, I've never feared the police. I never have. I'm not scared. And I've never feared anybody because of the color of their skin. Never. So I don't know. Perhaps that's what white privilege is. I don't know. I don't see what the problem is. I can't understand it because it doesn't affect me.
It does affect you because you aren't afraid. So that is what white privilege is, because you don't have a reason to be afraid because they've never given you a reason to be afraid. But for even someone like me who went to private Catholic school, who doesn't dress or talk a certain way, who's never been in trouble, who's never been arrested, who's never, has a college education, who has parents that are do okay for themselves, for all of that, and still, I still have to be afraid because I was naive in thinking that I didn't need to be afraid, and I had several incidents that made me realize I have to be afraid. Personal incidents. I didn't see other people get treated bad. I got treated bad myself. And also grew up in Tacoma around the gangs and stuff, and went to 8 funerals because I'm a little bit older than you.
We'll talk about that.
By 6 years. But, so while he was very young, I was in high school when all the gangs and stuff was going on, and went to 8 funerals from people and my teenagers that had died from either, no, all of them were innocent bystanders that got shot, except maybe one, I think, but they were all in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they got shot during gang violence. Yeah, I never was around that kind of stuff. I wasn't allowed to be around that. I don't listen to rap music, so it drives me crazy when people ask me.
You're missing out.
When people ask me, like, what's the words to a Snoop Dogg song? Racism. Like,
well, you have to know.
People say the stupidest things to me. I had an incident where somebody asked me if I wanted to buy their black music from them. $5 a piece is still. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Buy black music?
I don't even know what the fuck black music is. Like, what? Somebody, I think it was Faith Hill, that was like coming to the Tacoma Dome, and they were like, they were talking about the concert, and they were like, oh, you wouldn't know who she is because she's country. You assumed that? I didn't know who it was. Like, wow. Okay. I don't listen to country, but I know who Faith Hill is because I'm an artist. It's just, I experience people that tell me, oh, I don't even consider you black.
Oh, yeah, that
racist.
one.
Fuck. So what does that mean? Does that mean, like, me being black is bad if they don't consider me black? But not you. Like, that's so incredibly hurtful. Needless to say, I didn't want to be black growing up. I wanted to do everything I could to be white, and I have a white great-grandfather, and so I had to say that every chance I could possibly get. But my grandfather's white. Just to, like, but that doesn't stop people from wanting to hurt me and be racist towards me. So the fact that a lot of people have mixed children and they don't understand why mixed children say that they're black and get upset about that, it's definitely because if a police officer is looking at you and considers you black, they're not going to stop because you say, wait, but half of me is white. Just shoot the black half, not the white.
Just shoot the black half?
Like, what in the hell?
Just shoot the black half?
Like,
oh my goodness. You can make that into a meme somehow. Anybody who's watching this, please make that into a meme. That's fucking great. That's good for, like, mixed kids.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like a person who's mixed, who is
half black, half white.
Half black, half white.
My kids.
Lighter skin color. It's easy to say, you're too white to be caring about this. And I've heard that shit before. You're not black enough to do what you're doing.
My son is very much an advocate and an activist, and he is very light, and he is mixed. His father is white, and he has gotten very popular on social media, and daily he gets comments about why do you talk about black stuff when you are not even all black. And it's not from black people. It's from...
Really?
No, it's not from black people.
I thought for sure.
No, not one black person has said that to him. It's been either mixed people or white people saying that he's denouncing his whiteness because he only talks about
Holy
black stuff.
fuck, people have said that?
Oh my gosh, yes. Very much so.
Some smoke.
And it's insane to me. They say very, very ugly stuff to him because he is very sensitive to the Black Lives Matter and everything that is going on. He has always been very sensitive to that. It's my youngest son. He's 16 years old. But he's very, very... He handles it so well when people say dumb stuff like that. But it happens daily, every day. He's got like, I don't know, 8.5K followers or something right now.
Yeah, so like and subscribe.
Yeah, please.
I want to be him. Subscribe. If
They
you're
always
watching
have had this little back
Yeah.
and forth thing between them. So
Well, I have, like, now I have 292 subscribers, which is, I mean, that's really, I didn't think that many people want to see my face. So that's amazing.
I like your face, babe.
Thank you, babe. I kind of like my face too. I don't think I'm
Okay,
that
now
bad
I
looking.
don't like it
How you doing, handsome?
because you're so cocky. Stop it. But my son is cocky too, so they like both have this like back and forth thing.
So to get 292 subscribers on YouTube is much more difficult than getting the followers on TikTok. I'm just saying.
Well, at the same time,
I don't know. I don't
it's so
use
funny
TikTok.
because you told him that he could easily get followers because of who he is and how he acts and his
Every
looks
time we
and all
talk,
that kind of
it's
stuff.
his looks, his personality, the way he talks. Very, very intelligent. Very intelligent young man. He's great. I won't say he's my favorite.
I have 4 kids. He's the baby. But he does act like he's the oldest out of all 4 of them, and the oldest is 24. And since he was little, he always spoke as if he was an adult and not a child. But he's my baby. But he's very intelligent, very smart. He does a lot of research. He's very educated. He educates himself daily, and I'm not talking about school. He constantly is educating himself about everything. And they act like he doesn't love his white side of him or his white dad. And mind you, I can't get the boy to come see me because he lives with his white daddy that he loves very, very much. And he loves his mama very, very, very much. But he is connected to the hip to his daddy. And therefore, he very much loves his white dad. So I don't know where they get that from.
Are you
But
gonna tell him to watch this video?
no,
We'll call him out.
no. I don't know. But he, yeah, I always, every once in a while, I had to get a TikTok just to see what the hell it was, all the hoopla was about. But what I was going to say, I think it's funny that you had started your channel and you had been going for quite some time. And he started his little thing, and within a month, he had like 3.5K. And I was like, what the hell? And within a month and a half, he had like 8.5K. So I'm just like, he's loving that a little bit too much. But,
He's probably way much more active than I am too.
well, he goes every day.
I mean, I
Sometimes
could do
twice
that.
a day.
Yeah.
But it's TikTok. I don't know. I don't even know. There's too much.
It's
social
kind of like
media.
Snapchat, right? I guess
no.
just. I'm much too old to even be on there. But
I only am on it to see what my sense hoopla is about. But he goes live every once in a while, and I'm sitting here and I'm reading these comments from people, aside of very inappropriate comments sent to him from adults,
Inappropriate
adult
comments,
women,
like, oh, did they know
and
how old he
men,
is?
adult women and men.
Okay.
And he has said several times he's 16 years old. They don't care. And oh my goodness. I guess if you have 8.5K followers, there's got to be some Looney Tune crazy people in that mix as well. So yes, he's got grown women and grown men that say very inappropriate comments to him when he's not talking anything about it. But again, he handles all that stuff very well. But he's even had someone tell him to kill himself.
That's common. That's common. People, ooh, we got the reset.
What
Voice.
a dumb thing to say, though. Like, I've never in my whole I've been pissed off at some people. I've called them some names. I've called them some pretty bad names. But never in my whole entire life have I ever thought about typing, you should just go kill yourself.
Just go kill yourself.
I've never even said that to anybody. Just like, go kill yourself. Like, who says that? Go kill yourself. That's just the most bizarre thing to me. Go
Right,
kill
J-Dub
yourself.
says hi, everybody, and he waves.
Hi. But yeah, I think that's very bizarre. Oh, he did. Look, it's over in the corner. You could see it.
Yeah, nice.
It said hi to everybody, and he waved.
Hi, YouTube world.
Yep.
Do some training.
YouTube world. But yeah, he handles it very well. I don't handle it well because that's my baby, and I want to go off on people. But
It's where I've had one troll comment, and that's it. But I do have videos that get dislikes. I don't know why.
probably because of all your
like,
mouth.
Why would anybody dislike my videos? The videos are fucking great.
Listen, I know my husband's a little cuckoo, and I know he says some weird shit often.
I am on
In the name of being
the
funny,
level.
he's nuts, but it's
On the
all
level.
good. He's a weirdo. It's
I'm
all
on the
good.
level, and I don't even
On
know what
the
that
level
means.
of what the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know, but I'm on it.
Where did you get that from? Who says that?
I don't know.
People?
Probably.
I've never heard anybody say that.
I'm sure.
That's not even young people talk. On the level.
I don't know where I got it from.
I don't either.
What's the thing people say?
No.
So we are talking about.
No.
So enough talking about your son, unless you want to plug his TikTok so they can go check it out.
No, don't plug his TikTok. He's got enough viewers. I don't want nobody else following him.
I
don't like it.
He's on it. He's on it, and he's going to keep on getting bigger and bigger
I
because
don't like it.
he has a different personality than I do. I don't even know why the fuck I do this. I don't know because I'm so closed off from everything.
But you do it on here, but you don't do it like you do it with me. You do it on the computer, but in real life with people, you don't talk.
People?
Yeah.
Huh? People.
People, like, my kids, when I told them that he has a channel, they were like, Philip talks.
Yeah, I know. God. Oh, man, God.
Like, yeah, he talks and he talks a lot. And some of the shit that comes out of his mouth is kind of absurd. But, you know, he talks to me, and I keep trying to tell him there's a reason why I married him. Like, it's not just because he just didn't say anything and stood near me or something. And damn for sure ain't because he thinks he's all that. So, that is not why. Because I don't find that to be attractive. That cockiness is not cool.
Cockiness.
Yeah. Cockiness.
Whatever do you mean? So on this one, I'm going to focus on Vela. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so back to the conversation. What's my other everyone? So George Floyd and the what's the name of the other guy, the young kid that got shot?
Ahmad.
Ahmad.
Oh man,
I mean, you can look it up on your phone real quick.
I was gonna say I don't want to say it and say it wrong and then look like an idiot.
Looking like an idiot is kind of my thing.
Yeah, but not mine.
Yeah, I don't. I thought about having a.
How do I even look that up?
This black kid that got shot. We'll probably bring it up. I should probably have a disclaimer pop up before every video saying, verify whatever I say. If I give advice, probably want to verify it.
I knew they were gonna do that, babe. It's like shows 1,000 people because black kids get shot daily.
Black
Ahmaud Arbery.
Okay, that's it.
I found it.
Ahmaud.
There's several names.
God damn.
Arbery.
Arbery. Mr. Arbery.
Yeah, Arbery.
Which watching all the video on that, it's yeah, the two white guys, the dad and the son, were certainly in the wrong. Like when it comes to citizens' arrest, they didn't have any evidence to even think about doing that. They could speculate about what was going on, and then they tend to stop him. They had no right to do that. They had none. If you attempt to stop somebody, they have a right to defend themselves. That's what I would have done. Oh man, his phone died? Oh, damn it. I should have plugged it in.
Oh no. Do you need me to go grab the plug?
Oh no, you're fine. I got them both in here. Yeah, so we have that, and then we have George Floyd. Any other questions you want to ask me?
I don't know. The whole George Floyd thing is so disturbing. But it bothers me because we've been trying to say for so long that this stuff is going on, and it has been going on. And we've videotaped things, and there's always excuses. There's always excuses given. There's always like, well, did you see that he used to be a thug? Or he has
a criminal record.
Facebook with his middle finger up. And so he was a bad kid. Or he had he was yelling at the police at a different time. So that makes him a bad person. So, and all of that, I'm like, so that is warranted to being killed?
Okay, that's a valid enough reason to kill somebody.
Right. But yes, apparently with America, a large majority of America keeps swiping these things under rugs because they find excuses for all of these horrible things that continue to happen. And then this one, there wasn't any excuse. They couldn't. There's no excuse. There's nothing to hide behind. And it was because of all those other times before that police officers have gotten off, and everybody always finds excuses and all of this and that these police officers thought, I don't really care. I'll do it anyways. I'm not going to get in trouble. I don't care that people are videotaping. Because we all know that you can videotape and not get charged. And I don't care that people are yelling at me. And I don't care that this is wrong. Because we don't get in trouble for this because we're blue.
The police officers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and
the George Floyd, the video, if you have watched it, it's
disturbing to say the least.
It's tough. It's tough to watch. It's tough to see a group of people pleading with the officers to
stop,
check on the well-being of the man that was in handcuffs. And if you watch the video, they're pleading, and one officer steps up and begins to reach for his mace. So, what I got from the video is a man has been subdued, and they are acting upon him in such a fashion that it is ending his life. And there are civilians who see that he is in distress, and they're pleading with officers, check on him. Check his pulse. And the civilians step forward, and a cop steps forward and stops them. And he is willing, I believe, to use severe force to stop the civilians from saving this man's life.
He was gonna spray him with mace.
He was going to stop them.
Yeah.
And that would have escalated. And that's like the mentality of the police force. Is that we are doing something. You will not tell us what to do. You will not stop us from doing what we are doing. If you attempt to stop us, we will use force. This is happening. What I got from watching that video and watching that man die, because that is what we watched. We watched the man die. We watched the man
get
murdered by the police. And a police officer was willing to stop anybody who was going to interfere with them murdering this man. Think about it like that. That is what gets me the most. Is that they were willing to use force to stop us from saving a man's life. And they killed him. We watched it on the video. They killed him. And when the ambulance arrived and they flipped him over, it was a wrap.
He still didn't get off of him when the ambulance arrived. That's the part that really got me, is that he still didn't give two fucks when the ambulance came to try to check on this man, to help this man. That the ambulance
fuck you
was called for.
Sorry.
The ambulance, the EMT had to tell them, move, so I can check on this man. He was not trying to move. He didn't want to get off of his neck. He did not want to move. And the EMT had to finally, move so I can try to attempt to help this man. And by that time, he was already gone, or on his way. He was unconscious. They couldn't find a pulse.
This is not going well.
But we find out later that it wasn't just him on the neck. It was two other people, one on the back and one on the legs. And so when the EMT, we would have seen in that video when the EMT, the reason why we thought there was only one, if the EMT came, we would have seen the other two police officers get up. But nobody moved.
Fuck, she's gonna go. Damn it. Fuck, I fucking hate Teleria. I fucking hate her. God damn it. Fuck. Oh, sorry guys, this war's not going well. Not going well.
Doing that game.
Oh, I got a revive. That's nice. Okay.
Just so you know, he drives me crazy with this game. And that's why you have not seen me on any of these videos.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh, fucking okay. Oh, fucking okay.
And my occupation is to be on stage. And in front of the camera, I'm an actress.
Oh!
And
What's going to happen?
Not to be.
Come on! Fuck! Got so close. So close. That cascade. Cascade at the end. Oh, man. Okay. God damn it. Want to pull up the other questions?
Yeah. No.
Can't believe this damn phone died, man. Okay.
Do you think protesting is necessary?
Do I think protesting is necessary? Yes. I think it's necessary to get out there in droves and to push the message to as many people as possible. I wish there were not instigators, because the protests have been very peaceful. With the instigators, it has gotten a bit out of control, and it's taken away from the narrative that we are trying to push with the protest.
Which is what they're doing. That's what they want.
That's
their end game.
Yeah, well, the instigators are there to discredit the protest and why it's even being done.
And to focus on something that is not the main focus.
Mm.
So focus on tearing down buildings and things, burning up buildings and things, instead of focus on the life of Black people, period. And before we go on, we can't forget about Brianna Taylor. I know you haven't really dove into her story.
No, I haven't.
But that was, those are the three main reasons why people are out there right now, because it's the most recent. And Brianna is the one that was in her home and the police came in plain clothes. She was there with her fiance, her boyfriend. Yeah. They busted into her house, and it was the wrong house. They were supposed to be 2 blocks over. Busted into her house in plain clothes, didn't announce themselves as police officers. Her man, like any of you would if you had a gun in your home, was trying to protect their home and started shooting because he thought somebody was burglarizing their home. Now, they were plain clothes officers. Just put that into perspective. You're laying in your bed, and all of a sudden somebody knocks down your door and comes in, several people, and they don't have police uniforms on, and they're not announcing themselves as police, and they all have guns, and you hear something happening, and your significant other shoots once, and they light up the apartment. And Miss Brianna Taylor got shot 8 times and killed for no reason. Later they find out that the house they really wanted was 2 blocks over. And right now it's just a, oops, sorry, my bad. And the significant other is, last I heard was that he was being arrested for shooting at the police officers. Which is this, like, everybody, as soon as something happens, people always say, get your guns, keep your guns, because if somebody like this came into my home, I would shoot them. I hear that so much. So much. And so somebody enters in your home and you have a gun, and it was a registered gun. It was not an illegal gun. It was a registered gun in their home, in their bed. And they react and shoot, because I know many people that would react that way. And she gets killed in her bed. And nothing is being done by the police officers. In fact, their significant other is getting in trouble for his part in shooting. So that one is being swept under the rug an awful lot, because they lied. Police officers lied and gave a different report. And I don't know, a couple weeks later they found out what the truth was, but that's what happens. That's what's disheartening, is they lie for each other too. And not only that, you found out, like I found out, that the police officers from George Floyd, they lied immediately.
Yeah, they said it was resisting.
Their immediate instinct is to lie about it. And if they all agree, which they have this unwritten rule to agree with each other.
To protect their own.
Yeah.
The whole thing that once it all went down and they realized that they had killed him, and the first thing they want to do is lie and say, well, he was resisting, and then we see the footage, and it's like, you guys had him some dude, you had 3 police officers on his back, and 1 police officer on his neck.
His legs, one on his legs, 1 on his back, and 1 on his neck. So 3 altogether.
Okay, so 3. And then you had
one that was
keeping watch.
Standing guard.
I guess.
Standing guard, making sure that nobody would stop them from killing him.
Yeah.
Standing guard. The lookout guy, if you will.
And it was filmed. It was done in broad daylight. It was done in front of people that were pleading with the police officers to check on the well-being of the man that was handcuffed.
Black and white, by the way.
And it's so God. If you've made it this far, thank you. That's what makes it so fucking difficult for me to watch it. We are protesting and we're here talking about it, and I keep thinking about George Floyd. You guys go back to previous videos of my dark times. It's done for him. He has no idea this is happening. All the protest, us talking about it, us demanding change. He has no idea. He's dead. It is final. He is not a part of this. And seeing all the stuff going on now, and then watching the video, and watching his life be taken away, while people are pleading for the police officers that are doing it to check on his well-being, and they just didn't fucking care. They just didn't fucking care. They didn't fucking care. That's the hardest part. Watching this man's life slip away. And we see it. Fucking Christ, guys. We fucking see it. We see his life slip away. We see who is doing it. And then we see they don't fucking care. They flip him over. He is unconscious. And they don't fucking care. Right from that point, when they realize, shit, boys, we fucked up. What are we gonna do? Start fucking lying. That's it. Police officers, just because they are police officers, cannot be implicitly trusted. We got body cam of a police officer planting evidence. We see that. It's like, oh shit, he planted evidence. That's fucked up. How many times has that fucking happened? How many times has this happened to black people? All the shit that they've been saying. All of it. Just because we got this one piece on video, that's not the only fucking time. So for me, and for my white audience, I don't fucking understand that. I don't understand it. It hasn't been a part of my life. Even though I've almost exclusively dated black women. We won't talk about me going to the white side. Almost exclusively have dated black women. I got an extensive black family. I can hear what they say. I can listen. I can empathize. I can attempt to help facilitate change. These are things that I can do. But deep down, I don't understand it. I don't. But when I see these videos, I do understand that just because we have this on video, this is not the only time. How many black people have been murdered by the police?
We've been seeing it for a really long time.
Black people have been saying it for a while.
Cameras.
Think, going back, It's 2020.
And
we've had a black president.
It's down to murdering. Right. Like, we won't even talk about all the times that our rights are stripped from us and treated like dirt, been beat up and arrested for no reason, and people call the cops on us for being black.
And we saw that video too. Y'all saw that. That shit was a fucking stage. It was a white woman who understood what calling the police and saying an African American man is threatening me, what that meant. She knew what it meant. She knew that it could end in violence. She knew that it could end in the death of the man that was filming her. She knew these things. She knew it. She knew the power she had. That is white privilege that is understood. It's visceral. You can feel it. You can fucking taste it. You can fucking see it. That is white privilege bubbling up to the surface. Mm-hmm. And a person understanding, oh shit, I have the power in this situation because I'm a white woman and he's a black man. That is what that was. It was fucking disgusting. It was sickening to see it. Insane. Insane to me. Fucking insanity.
And I know a lot of people feel the same way because they don't feel that way and they don't understand why things like that are happening. But the reality is, it is happening, whether you actually experience it or not. You may not be aware that when we walk into some place, that this person is staring at us and watching us, or somebody is clutching their purse, or you didn't pick up on it because it didn't affect you, and you didn't have to look at that. You didn't see that. But it happens to us all the time. So we saw it. We see it. We see you clutching your purse. We see you locking your doors when we walk past. We know that we're getting pulled over when there's nothing wrong with our vehicles, and they are pulling us over for driving while being black, for walking while being black. But you don't experience it. And it's not part of your world. So that's why it's hard for people to believe that, oh my gosh, it's 2020. You know, I have people that say there's not racism anymore. That's bullshit. And then, unfortunately, we would like to believe that it's easy to say there's only one race, human race. We would like to believe that. But we are not ashamed of being black. And we are not ashamed of our cultures and the things we've grown up with and the things that we experience and the things that we celebrate. We're not ashamed of those things. So we by any means don't want to erase the fact that we are black people. But we want it to be just. So by just saying like, oh, I don't see color, we don't want you not to see color.
By the way, I see color.
That's ignorant.
That's a stupid thing to say.
It's ignorant. And I hate people don't understand why that's an ignorant statement. But it is dumb to say, I don't see color.
Well, it's like saying, I'm the least racist person you know.
Ugh.
So, just for the record, and this is very important to understand, when a person says, I am the least racist person you know, they're saying they're racist.
Right.
They're saying they're racist. Just the least racist person you know. And I could say, well, I don't know any racist people, so you're pretty fucking racist.
Right.
Right? So keep that in mind when certain individuals in high positions have said that. And they don't understand what the fuck they just said. Jesus Christ.
Or just certain slip ups that people don't even get. They don't even realize that they're slipping up, you know. I love the blacks. What?
I love the blacks.
I've had black people at my house. Oh, okay. Just,
That's kind of a weird thing to say.
it's just, do you have black friends? Do you have black people that you love in your life? You know, because sometimes when it is removed from you, just like I said this the other day, when things happen here in Tacoma, we go, oh my God, that was around the corner. And it hits us a little different than when we hear about something happening, even in Oregon. Let's go as far as Atlanta. It's not here. Florida, another country. It's not here. But for some reason, when it is right here in our backyard, it's a little bit different. Well, if it's not in your backyard, if you don't have anybody that you love dearly that is black in your life, this is why you don't get it, don't see it, and don't feel it. Just to say, I'm not racist, but is not enough. To pretend like it's not happening, to say I don't see color, just to say I don't consider you black, to all of that is racist.
Yeah. I can get behind that. Let me see what we got going on. So Mom or Mo got 321. I am 272. Not a very good war. Not a very good war. I will blame it on the intense conversation that we're having.
Also, by saying I don't see color, you're also like purposely not seeing the things that are going on. You know what I'm saying?
Why is this popping up?
Like,
It's kind of a cop out.
yeah. If you don't see color, then you don't see what's going on with our black brothers and sisters. You don't see what's going on with the Native Americans and the Mexicans and our Latinos and our Asians, and you're not seeing any of this. We all have beautiful cultural backgrounds. And we're not trying to push that aside and denounce it. That's what makes us beautiful, is that we all are different. That's what makes it great. If we were all the same, it'd fucking be ridiculous.
Oh man, I'm doing my stuff, man. Kind of slipping. I'm slipping, guys. Jeez. In my defense, I was out doing yard work all day, so that's my defense. All right, do you want to go do another question? We'll keep this going.
I don't even like this talk. You know that, right?
I know. I'm not really a fan of it neither.
But it is time to have uncomfortable conversations, and I don't think anybody thinks that this conversation is comfortable. No one likes the uncomfortable conversations, but it's time to be uncomfortable because this is continuing. And as long as we sit and push the uncomfortable away, things are not going to change.
And believe you me, again, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Yeah, this is very uncomfortable for me. It is. I'd much rather just stay and live in my bubble. But
Oh, and he does. He tries.
I do.
To.
I try.
He tries to.
I try
I don't
to.
let him, but he tries to.
But this, like we're gonna go to protest on the 14th. Is that what it was? Yeah. So we're definitely going on the 14th. We'll see something that pops up before that date.
Our kids have been going to protest, though.
Yeah, our kids have been going on a lot of protests. I don't know, guys. I don't know if anything is really going to change in any kind of significant manner, and that makes me.
My questions are gone because I looked up the name.
Let's find them again. Whoops! Damn it! I gotta kill these ducks.
Ducks? You have to kill ducks. 2?
Oh yeah, I gotta go 10 of them. They're like ducks that fly by. You gotta tap
silly.
them wrong and they die.
That's so silly.
Yeah, but this is not a silly game.
I know.
All right.
I get
This
it.
is.
It's so serious.
Oh fuck!
It's so serious.
I think I might keep my red team and just hope for the best.
Just hoping for the best. All right, that's okay.
I can work with this. I think. Yeah. And again, going back to that video, it's hard to deny, and I think that's what's really pushing all this forward. It's very tough to watch. It's very tough. I'm not a man that cries very much. No, you stay over there. Stay. But yeah, I got close and bring me to tears. It's terrible, actually. It's terrible. And I sit here and I'm like, I don't know if anything's going to change, and that makes me upset because it's not like I've been on Reddit and I've been on Twitter, and there are some people that say this is Trump's fault. It's not Trump's fault. It's not.
It was happening before Trump.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, he's not helping the situation at all.
No,
But that's just what he
not.
does. Like he doesn't
No,
help
no.
situations. That's kind of his modus operandi. He doesn't help situations. He always does the exact opposite, and people love him. This is going to get political because there's no way that it can't. I don't like Trump. What he's doing right now, I believe, is so he stays close to his base supporters. And his base supporters are white people who are racist. They don't like black people. And so the protests are an affront to them. And so he will attack it to keep that base happy. And then he'll move on and do damage control after the fact. And it'll probably work out well. I don't know how he does it. He just keeps talking. I could probably do it too. I believe that I could if I had the ability to talk as much as that motherfucker talks. And I do not have that ability. When we get done making this video, the amount that I've spoken will be more words than I have spoken altogether in the past month.
Not to me. To others.
I think period. Because, like, we talk a lot, but I really don't talk that much. We are talking a lot. I am talking a lot. You are talking a lot.
I talk a lot, period.
It's going to be a long video. And I'm not going to fucking edit it because I don't know how to edit yet. But I'll get there probably. Right, questions. Did you find a bit? Okay. I'm out of Monster. That makes me sad.
You're out of them?
I'm out of Monster right here. I
Oh,
got
that
one more in the
one.
fridge.
I told you to get some more. I'm
I
pretty
should've.
sure I did.
I should have. Well, damn, can I get some reds in this fucking cascade? Shit. God damn
Whoa.
it.
This is a weird question. What challenges get in the way of white people building accountability with people of color-led organizing? Yeah, that was intense.
Can you repeat the question, please?
What challenges get in the way of white people building accountability with people of color-led organizing? What challenges get in the way of white people building accountability with people of color-led organizing?
God damn it. I'm pissed off at how loaded that question is.
Yeah.
And I'm pissed off at this fucking goddamn board, man. Give me some motherfucking reds, you piece of
pieces of fucking shit. Fuck. Fuck you. It was red. Way too fucking late, asshole. Fucking Christ.
Wait, what fears or insecurities do you have about speaking up or taking action against racism?
What fears and insecurities do I have? Hey, what's something on that noise? Look at yourself.
Mm.
Oh, I got lost on that one. The fears for standing up. This. Fuck. Fuck. All right.
That's
all right.
Vulnerable.
I'm just going to say it.
Vulnerable.
Y'all ready for this? I'm just going to say it. And this probably applies to a lot of white people out there. The fear and insecurities that I have for standing up and saying something is that when I stand up and say something, I am putting myself in the line of fire. That is a fear. And I think that harkens back to the white privilege thing. If I stand up and put myself in the line of fire, that means I'm taking my white privilege and I'm knocking it down a couple of notches. Because potentially, I could be an enemy to the powers that be. And the powers that be want white privilege to stay right where it's at. Because it benefits them. So that's a fear. I understand this is connected to fast charging, they keep telling me. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You have to be. White people have to be honest with themselves in order for there to be change. And honesty is, yes, it is hard to say you would take away your white privilege because really you don't want to take that away. Because human nature tells us that we don't want to make our lives harder. We want to make them easier. That's what we do. That's what we try to strive for. So by taking white privilege away, it makes your life a little bit harder. No.
Ah, fuck, why is everything falling apart? Alright, give me a second. I want to get the charger and I'm going to grab a monster.
Rude.
But keep talking to the camera, babe.
I don't want to.
Keep talking to him.
Oh, I gotta keep talking to people. Hurry up, please.
Okay, let me just...
I will tell them about something. A lot of people are really shocked when they see us together. One of the main questions they always ask is like, oh my God, how did you guys meet?
How do we meet?
Because we don't really look anything like we would be together. When people know me and don't know my husband, they don't assume that that's what my husband looks like. And when I show them, they're just like, oh my God, confused. And same for him. And then when people see us together, they're quite confused. Yes, in 2020, people are still very confused by a black woman and a white man being together. But even more, a white man that looks like him and a black woman that is like me being together. I don't really know what that means, but that's what people are surprised by. And I get a lot of strange questions. I don't think he does because he doesn't really talk to people. But, and he doesn't let people in, but I run my mouth a lot because that's what I do. And I am very much an extrovert and he is very much an introvert. And we balance each other out because he'll get annoyed by me talking, which then in turn makes me stop talking so much. And then
I can use the bathroom too.
I do stuff to make him talk and have him experience more things that are out in the world instead of just staying at home in a cave, which he would so choose to do. So, but we dated a long time ago when he was still in his 20s and I was 30. And we were engaged we lived together, and we were sort of engaged to be married. We said we were going to get married, but it wasn't like official. And then we broke up and didn't see or speak to each other for over 10 years. My oldest daughter, who is now 24, she actually stayed in contact with him on Facebook. And she is pretty much the reason why we are together now, because she told me to check him out again and that he was single. And I had recently been single, even though I wasn't trying to be with anybody. I was like, I'm 40 years old. I haven't been married by this time. Guess it's not in the cards for me. I'm okay with that because I don't need a man and I'm over it. She said check him out, and I spoke to him on Facebook and said hey, but mostly to just see what he's been up to and how he's been doing, not so much to be like, when you haven't spoken or seen to anybody, like we hadn't even talked on Facebook or anything, so really not really speaking to each other or anything or seeing each other for over 10 years. So I wanted to check him out, see what was going on, honestly. But looking back, I guess I may have kind of looked like I was flirting a little bit, but that's not what I was trying to do, because it's just me. That's how I am. And my daughter said I was flirting. He thinks I was flirting. I was not flirting. I was just being Juanita. And well, first I should go back to the fact that when I first met him, he was working at Burger King, and I was working at K&G. It's a clothing store that was in the same parking lot. It was like in the same parking lot.
Yes.
And I don't particularly care for Burger King food. Sorry, I don't. But I also am allergic to life. So,
like to everything.
And a lot of food doesn't agree with me. That's why I'm like 115 pounds soaking wet. And that's pushing it a little bit.
That is pushing it quite a bit, actually.
But anyways, yeah, food doesn't agree with me. It doesn't like me very much. Very much a love-hate relationship. And so anyways, I went to the drive-thru at Burger King one day, literally across the parking lot.
And saw this
incredibly handsome man who was very good at his job. I took my job very seriously.
He did take his job seriously. I can vouch for that. But he takes every job seriously. He's got extremely good work ethic. That is one thing that I love about him, because when he is told to do something, he does it and does it well.
And I do it
and he
well.
puts everything into
doing
it.
it and doing it and doing it
Oh,
well.
stop. But I hate giving him compliments because it goes to his head.
Go straight here.
That's why it's so damn big.
That's why it's so damn big. That's why I gotta shave it. If I had hair, it would look fucking ridiculous.
Ew.
Ah, great. Show him my account number.
Anyhow.
Silence says we still have a chance to win. I'm getting there, boys. Look at this board. God
Damn, look at this fucking board. Here we go. Tink. Tink.
Is it bad?
Ooh, fuck you,
I just yawned all in the
motherfucker.
camera. How rude. Anyways. I went through his drive-thru, and I don't know what it was about him that I liked, but I liked something. I thought he was attractive, but it was something else, because I'm not a superficial person whatsoever. And there's always a something. We're very opposite when it comes to certain things like intuitions and things of that nature. So I had a feeling, and I was into him. So I came back the next day for lunch. And he paid me no attention. Mind you, he is the person that is in the drive-thru window speaking to me.
See,
Yet,
I didn't notice because I'm so focused on my work, on my craft. All right. My craft of, guys, the Burger King drive-thru, I was fucking amazing.
babe, we don't need to talk about that. That was so long ago.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't so long ago. It was like 2 years ago. All right, I'm not.
It was 13 years ago. Almost 14 years ago.
No, longer than.
Yeah,
Yeah,
14 years ago.
I was 26.
Something
Right.
like that. 7, 8 to 9, 30. Oh, you were younger than that when we started dating, because I was like 30. I had just turned 30.
I would have been 24.
Yeah. Anyways.
Ghost, man, fuck you.
Anyhow.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
That
interrupted.
went on for 3 months. 3 months. Now, I know you're saying I'm the crazy one in this situation. But I had to order the exact same thing every day. He did know my order, mind you, but still didn't pay any attention to me. But when I drove through and he heard my voice, he knew. What did I want to eat?
A Whopper Jr., no tomatoes, no pickles.
He knew. Yet,
Yeah.
he could not pick up anything until one of his co-workers, because I had told him to come over to the store over and over
I remember
again.
that too. I was talking to my supervisor at the time. I was on lunch, and I told him, I'm going to go talk to this girl in KG. And that's when I walked over. I remember that. And then I got your number.
It took you long enough.
It took me quite some time.
Anyways, his coworker told him, dude, I think she's into you because she's asked you to come over there a million times, and girls, that's probably her way of flirting with you. And she comes through here every single day. And
Damn it.
he finally came over and he got my phone number. I was like, it's about goddamn time.
Fuck goddamn time, motherfucker.
And it probably, I don't know, it was really quick after that you moved in with me.
That was, yeah.
We apparently do things quick. We were together for less than a year, broke up, and then we call that round 1, and this is round 2, and we, all of our lives we've come to find out that we have been put in the same location a lot. Even when we didn't know each other, and even being 6 years apart, we have been in the same location several times, probably at the same time, several times. We even went to the same high school, only at different times. We lived in the same neighborhood, yet when I met him, we were nowhere near that neighborhood. And I was no longer living there, and he was no longer living there. But we ended up living in the same neighborhood, very close to each other, very, very close to each other. We ended up working in the same parking lot, not just like near each other, just in the same exact parking lot. And then fast forward 11 years or so, when we talk to each other again on Facebook, I find out, because I'm an actress and I do theater, and I was in rehearsal for Rocky Horror Picture Show at the time. In case anybody wants to know, I play Magenta. Because I'm kind of a big deal too. I'm just not cocky about it. Just joking.
Yeah, she's kind of a
That's
big deal.
Weird. That's so weird. I
She's a
can't
big
even
deal.
say that. I can't say
She's
that.
the big
It's
deal.
So embarrassing. Anyways, I can't even do that. See, I can't even do like you do because it's so
I'm gonna
weird.
make this yellow diamond. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this yellow diamond.
Anyways, and I was going to rehearsal, and he was across the parking lot, even though we haven't seen each other in 11 years, and didn't know that each other was going to even talk to each other during this time. And he so happened to be in the same parking lot as I was as we were speaking to each other.
Oh shit!
Yet I was over men and women or anybody at that time. I was over it. I was over relationships. I wasn't trying to have one. But I was okay with maybe seeing him for the first time in many years.
Many years.
Just to like
Just
curiosity.
to catch up. Right now.
Well, curiosity alone made me want to see what you look like now. You know, pictures are one thing, but I just really wanted to see what you look like now and what you were up to. So, yeah, catch up. And I said, yeah, we can meet in the parking lot because he was at the Target that was across the street from the theater that I was rehearsing at. So weird. And by the way, going to the gym that's like 4 doors down from the theater.
It was like 4 doors down, yeah.
So weird. And we have not run into each other in all this time. Not once. Not spoken to each other or anything. But yet, we are continuously in the same area. I told him a little bit about the show. He had never heard of Rocky Horror Picture Show, which he must be.
Yeah, I don't think I'd heard about it.
He didn't know what it was about or anything, which, you know, that gave him something to do. It happened to be my closing weekend, so I told him you only have a couple of opportunities to see it. He said he had to work, but he had Sunday off. Sunday was my absolute last day of the show, and so I told him, you should come to the show on Sunday. And as we stood there, he bought a ticket.
I put everything on Don't Disturb, but I'm still getting notifications. So
As we stood there, you bought a ticket for Sunday to come see the show.
I actually bought it, huh? Yeah. Spent my hard-earned cash.
Because why would I give him a free ticket? I wasn't trying to be with anybody. I was just like, hey, it's good to see you. If I give him a ticket, if I got him a ticket, then he might have thought something more. I wasn't trying to give him a ticket.
Right, Darth Maul's doing some shit.
I really wasn't even like, I was like, yeah, you should come see the show, but I wasn't like I was the first year's round one where I was hounding him. I was over it. It wasn't about that life. Nope. So, it wasn't about to be no 3-month every day come over and see you thing. It wasn't going down like that. I wasn't trying to have it. Funny. The tables were turned.
It flipped around.
It sure did.
He'll flip the script.
Because he
And it was
all of
me
a
chasing
sudden
her.
Was chasing me. And I was doing everything in my power to not be chased. Well, actually, not everything in my power. I guess I was kind of easily chased down. Now that I look at it. But every time he asked me on a date, I was like, oh, I already have a date. Which I really didn't have a date. Except once or twice. But like every time he asked me, I was like, nope, I have a date. And I remember February came around and I was like, he was like, you know, Valentine's Day. I was like, oh, well, so you know, I got 2 dates on Valentine's
Two
Day.
dates. Who the fuck has 2 dates on Valentine's Day? I mean, my wife is hot, so I wasn't like surprised, but like looking back on it, who the fuck has 2 dates on Valentine's Day?
The weirdest thing is, I had lied about everything else, all my other dates, but I legit had 2 dates on Valentine's Day.
That's fucking insane. That is insane. And the thing too, when her and I finally decided to start dating, all the other women that I had been pursuing, got really interested in me.
And so that became something. I don't want to talk about that.
They are really interested.
Really
in him.
interested.
Really
And I
interested.
was put in some very uncomfortable situations.
And he's so cute because he doesn't know how to handle that kind of stuff. You know, he's not used to that. So
I'm not like that day we're hanging out and she called. And my phone was ringing and I looked at it and my girlfriend at the time, not my wife, told me to answer it. And I sat there looking at my phone and I shook my head like this.
that's all he did. Like
That's all I did.
he couldn't even speak. He was just like.
I was like,
I said, no, answer it.
That's
Answer
entrapment. That's entrapment.
And then I was like, oh, you want me to answer it? Because I can answer it. And he just kept shaking his head. He waited so long that she finally hung up the phone, but he was quite stunned.
Well, I gotta look at
Oh,
that.
if I could see the look, if I could have captured the look on your face when that happened, you looked like you were caught doing something you wasn't supposed to do when you really, hopefully, weren't.
I mean, that's how I
Probably
felt.
was.
Hopefully,
You
huh?
probably was doing something.
Man, this motherfucker. Alright, so Boro in the center, his special is a counterattack. So it's going to affect him and the two guys next to him. So my goal was to kill him immediately. I got lucky and I killed the guy on the left. So these two spots are the wings. And then these two spots are the flanks. And that's called the tank.
So I wanted to take him out. And I don't think it's going to happen. He's going to go off. But I have, he will cleanse it, and so will he. But I don't have him active, so I mean, that's not what I wanted. I need greens, because I'm running mono, so all these are the same color. So the greens are really powerful because they're all green, but the rest of the colors only do 1 point of damage. So I'm running a mono team, is how they put it. And it's not going well. Nothing? Okay. Alright.
Yep, it's like when I tell you about my makeup.
Yeah, it's pretty much like when he told me about your makeup. It's like, I don't know.
I also have my cosmetology license, and I'm really into makeup and hair and stuff like that. So I get very excited about makeup. Very excited. And he does not.
Damn, he fucking destroyed my team. God damn it. What else is on?
So anyways, he actually won me on Valentine's Day, though. 3 days,
I did.
3 days before Valentine's Day.
I did something very, very special.
And he hasn't done it since. No.
I gotta do clean up on this team. Alright, so you learned quite a bit more about me and my wife. Let's get some more questions.
Ah!
Get some more questions.
Well, they didn't even hear the end of the story.
Want to tell it real quick?
Long story short, you went around town getting me stuff in a purple bag. My favorite color is purple. I'm a little obsessed with it. And got me some things that were sentimental to me and things from our previous relationship that he had remembered. And it was just really heartfelt. And it meant a lot to me because it meant that he was listening to me, he was paying attention, and he remembered. And it got me. And because he couldn't hang out with me on Valentine's Day, he came to my job, not my job, well, my job, but he came to the theater where at the time I was at, which at that time I was doing
Damn, it's gonna fucking go off. God.
Rosa Parks, the musical,
Is that what it was?
I think. I think I was doing Rosa Parks, the musical, when you came for that in February. And I was playing Rosa Parks. And he brought it to the theater because on Sunday, because that was his day off. And Valentine's Day was like Wednesday. So he knew he wouldn't see me that week. Well, that's what I told him. I told him I wouldn't see him. I couldn't see him that week because I had all these dates and things. So, but he got me this, and it got me. It touched me. It was very, very. It got me. And so after that, I canceled my Valentine's Day dates.
Oh, I died. Okay.
Which he didn't know. I canceled them. And then I felt obligated to get him something for Valentine's Day. So I got him something and surprised him at his job, which he didn't even know I was coming, nor had I ever been there before. But I did remember that he told me once where he worked. And I texted him and said,
Yeah, he's gonna fucking kill everybody. Goddamn
what
Colin.
would you do if I told you I was at your job? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
And he was like,
Fucking god damn it, man.
be very excited, very happy, something, something, yada, yada. And he came out, and I gave him his gift. And after that, I knew I had more feeling for them than I was trying to hide. I kept trying to hide him, though. But I knew that I had feelings for him. Then he tried to break up with me, and that was when I realized I really did love him. I couldn't deal with that. He was trying to break up with me before we were really even together, so it really fucked me up. And we got together. And 5 months later, we got married.
And here we are today.
Yeah. That was, we'll just put it this way. That was February when I realized that I liked him still. By March, when he tried to break up with me, I realized I probably loved him. And by July, we were married. Which...
I really thought for sure I could take that team out. I really felt that I could. And I could not.
I'm sorry.
A little
Yeah.
miffed about that.
I apologize.
Alright, so questions? Let's keep it going. I'm almost done with this war. I gotta do tight hits. And then we could probably stop.
I mean, I know it's important because this has been really bothering us all week. And it's very important. Like, it has halted our lives.
It has, yeah.
Halted our whole entire lives. So, like, I know it's important to talk about. And also one of the only reasons why I actually showed up on his channel. Because I don't show up on the channel. You guys usually just hear my voice.
Oh, right now, yeah. One of the biggest reasons why my wife is making an appearance now on my videos is so we could talk about this. I don't know why I'm bringing
Holy
a bunch of little
cow.
girls in.
This statement is so intense. Every white person is aiding and abetting terrorism unless naming institutional and cultural white supremacy and Charleston Massacre. I don't know what that one is, but that was so intense, all of that. Jesus. Okay.
Oh, damn, shit. Okay.
What are times when you regret you did not show up or speak up for racial justice?
What times do I regret?
You did not show up or speak up for racial justice.
I would say that goes back to the reset, nice. Goes back to the bubble that I've been living in. I don't believe I have ever really spoken up for any type of racial injustice.
That's sad.
That is sad. I can't recall a time where I did, unless I could count the times where I've been in conversations with a white person or a group of white people, and they start talking about like a black individual, like a supervisor, and they start dropping the N-word, and then I say something. I have done that. I don't know if that's standing up for anything. I didn't.
Have you often just walked away from the conversation or ended the conversation instead of saying something?
Twice I said something. Every other time I just walked away. Almost out of juice.
There's a part 2 to that, so I'm trying to find it. What held you back?
I believe what held me back from saying something is it's just who they are. Like, this is what I thought.
Right.
Like, it's just who they are. So, I'm not going to change them. I'm not going to change their opinions. And I'm not going to change the way they feel. So, I just walk away. Can I answer the question?
But that's your question. I think there's more of it.
Oh, more.
What might have made the situation different?
What might have made the situation different?
If you would have stood up and said something, what do you think the repercussions would have been?
The times that I have said something, I mean, it's kind of, I get a weird look.
Probably confusion.
Yeah, like, incredulous? Is that the right word for that? It's like confused and disappointed and annoyed at the same time. Like, that's the kind of look that I get. Like, they're annoyed at me for saying something about what they had just said.
Because you're not black, why do you give a fuck?
Yeah, because I'm not black. Like, why?
And goddamn, I thought you were one of us.
Yeah. I'm not black, so I should be okay.
By the way, people have said several times that he doesn't so much anymore, but when we first started dating in round 2, he had piercings in his lips. And several piercings.
I kind of missed them. I had 2 piercings here. And then one in the
awful.
middle. I fucking loved them. I
And
loved them.
And he didn't have his beard and mustache.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And
It's clean shaven.
His head was clean shaven, and he straight up looked like a skinhead. And several people said that he looked like a skinhead, and I am one of them because I felt that's what he looked like at that time. And it was awkward and uncomfortable, and he didn't understand why I didn't like his piercings and stuff, but I think it was the whole package together, and I was like, it makes me uncomfortable. And I don't want to walk around with I am the good person, right? I always try to find some way to find some kind of positivity in things, and I always try to think before I speak. Now it hasn't always been that way, but now I've gotten to the point to, if I want to make things even better for me, then I will think before I speak. So therefore, I don't want to be with a husband who looks scary or intimidating, or like a skinhead.
Are you telling me you do not want to be with a man
Who looks
like a
scary
skinhead?
or intimidating or a skinhead? No.
This fucking goddamn this game.
But I told him I would not kiss him until these things were gone. And he didn't tell me that he took them out because of that. He made up some bullshit
I made up
excuse.
some bullshit story about, he was bothering my lips, and I decided to stick him
You don't
out
even
my
know what
foot.
you said.
No, I don't. I don't recall the lie. I can't remember all the lies that I say. What did I say? I don't remember.
You said that you thought that you were going to be moving up in the company, and so therefore you thought you should take all of your piercings out because it looked more professional. Bullshit.
A bullshit.
Bullshit.
All right. I mean, yeah. I'm not the only one having bad boys. You got J-Dub and Darth Maul saying it. I mean,
Somebody's called Darth Maul.
yeah.
I find that. I would say I like him now, but I feel like that hurts my feelings a little bit that he would take Darth Maul's name. He can't be Darth something else that he made of himself. He's not the real Darth Maul.
I'm the
Jeez.
spirit of corruption. I hope they're okay.
That's going in my realm of Star Wars, and I feel like that's not okay.
Right, spirit of corruption. If you're watching this and you've made it this far, I hope you're doing okay. I notice you haven't used any of your flags for war. So, just hope you're doing all right.
I'm no game.
Yeah. So, questions. Let's go back to the questions. I got a few more warheads. Alright, this is it. This is going to be in one shot. This is it right here. I don't know that.
How has your gender, identity, sexuality, and class background affected your experience of being white? I don't even know if I wanted to answer that.
What was the
Too
what's the
much.
question?
The question was too much.
It's affected me well.
Right.
Very well. Being a white male is very easy in a society.
Even when you were doing wrong.
Even when I was doing wrong, still very easy. Come on, you fucking game. Fuck you.
I need more juice.
I need more juice too. Okay. Down to 37. Fucking motherfucker. Oh man. Okay. I'm going to focus on. Let's focus on over here. Go off, miss. Okay, some missed, and she's gonna go off and fucking kill everybody. Alright, I'm gonna set off Wukong first, even with the chance to miss. It's my best bet to do the most damage.
Alright. I have a question.
Okay.
For many events in the news about racism are not the products of a racist system, but of a few bad apples. What is the difference between individual prejudice and systemic racism against people of color?
Okay, one more time.
For many events in the news about racism are not the products of a racist system, but of a few bad apples. What is the difference between individual prejudice and systemic racism against people of color?
Man, what's the difference between individual
prejudices
and
and systemic racism?
systemic racism?
I'm going to get my juice. I'll grab yours too.
Thank you.
Oh, my back hurts. Ugh. You've been married to no
Damn it. That was close. That was close. That board wasn't bad. I just have to admit to myself, yeah, the boards haven't been all that great, but I don't have strong teams. So, I mean, what did J-Dub say? Ran 3-2, my first 3 flags, had 11. Oh, yeah, he'd explain that. Oh, fuck, yeah. I mean, boards can be bad, they can be good. Both these wars have not been my best. I'm gonna wait for my wife to get back before I answer the question.
I don't know which one you wanted, but
What is it again? Oh, we got them both. Oh, you grabbed all 3? Appreciate it. I found this one under the ottoman. The Ferris Freeze. I'd forgotten that
I'm freezing. And so is the baby.
You put a blanket on them?
Yeah, I put the blanket back on him, but
I'll start a
it's
fire when
cold
we get
out
done.
there.
We're close to getting done. That was gonna be a long video, and I don't know how many people are gonna like sit through the
Stay.
whole thing.
Nobody.
All right, so systemic racism.
Versus individual prejudice. Do you even understand the difference?
I do understand the difference. When we go to personal prejudice, it's just one person feeling some type of way about a person who doesn't look like them. So we talk about that in the context of what's going on. It's feeling some type of way against black people. It's like on a personal level, I believe they kind of go hand in hand. Like I'm having a hard time keeping them separate because systemic racism is personal prejudice being built into the systems. So there's a lot of people that have that personal prejudice. And so a lot of people that have the power build the systems to enforce their own personal prejudice.
I think when I hear people talk about these subjects, I think that people need to be aware that almost everybody has prejudice. Black, white, otherwise, me and you.
Yeah, but some
People
don't.
have.
Oh.
Everybody has prejudice.
Okay.
Like, even if they don't want to admit it, they do have their own ideas about certain people by what we've been told by society or have witnessed ourselves or seen firsthand. And there are prejudices out there that we often don't want to admit that we have. And I feel as humans, we have these prejudices, but it's about how you react to them and what you do. So, like, if I feel a certain way about one race, I don't know, it's really tough because people do have prejudice. It's like, I think you have to try to convince yourself that those prejudices are not true. But they're innate in us, woven into us from society and our parents and things like that, certain prejudice things. And sometimes people don't realize that they have them. But, like...
I
I think part of the issue that I'm having right now with this conversation is that I don't understand the difference between prejudice and
Racism.
racism.
Well, let's get into that. Hold on.
Let's go look it up. Because they said personal prejudice, and then they said
Yeah, and there's a difference.
systemic racism.
Prejudice. Definition. A prejudice is a preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. Like being prejudiced against it. Their example is English being prejudiced against foreigners. They may decide they do not like them because of their skin color. This is racial prejudice. There's racial prejudice, religious prejudice, and some prejudice can lead to discrimination, hatred, or even war.
Oh, whoops.
So it's your preconceived opinion about someone when you don't know them. So like people look at me and they automatically often assume she's high maintenance and is a bitch. I've been told that.
Yeah, okay.
Why? Because their preconceived notion that, I guess because I look a certain way, people may think that I'm pretty, so they assume that I must be high maintenance and I am not a nice person because pretty people, I guess pretty people can be nice. I don't know. I don't know where you get that from. Probably from movies, from
I get that all the time.
TV. Shut
Let's say
up.
people see me and they're like, man, he's high maintenance. Why? Just look at him. He's fucking hot.
Do you see what I have to deal with? I'm trying to be serious,
I'm being serious too.
unfortunately. You're not being serious. You know damn well nobody thinks that you're high maintenance.
You don't know that.
Even though you are freaking high maintenance.
I am. Because oh boy, am I high maintenance.
Oh boy, is he high
Jesus
maintenance.
Christ.
Way more than me. Way more than me.
All right, let's move
I'm
on.
not high maintenance.
Let's move on.
Racism.
Move on to a different question.
You don't like that question?
No,
I
it's
bet
too.
you want to know what racism is.
It's too convoluted.
Well, the answer about what is racism, Webster's definition of racism is a belief that race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race.
Okay.
A doctrine or political program based on the assumption of racism and designed to execute its principles.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does. That doesn't sound terrible. There isn't any more questions that make sense to ask.
Ah, damn it, kill him. Son of a bitch.
Oh no.
What's that?
My friend Shalou, her son, went to a protest in Seattle yesterday, and he had a very bad experience.
What happened?
I was at a protest in support of Black Lives Matter. I was tear gassed. I was shot at. I watched a person in front of me have their leg blown open by a frag grenade. I was fired upon as I retreated away from the Seattle Police Department and the National Guard. My hands were up. I was blinded.
I cannot hear right now, and I have not fully regained my vision. I had to spray saline solution in my eyes and my peers' eyes so we could see where we needed to run to not be shot at. My friend was trapped in an alleyway between the National Guard and the Seattle Police Department. The National Guard tear gassed the people stuck in the alley while Seattle Police Department shot at them, effectively trapping them within the alley. I blindly stumbled back to where I knew my belongings were after they were blown off of my body by a frag grenade.
We're saying frag grenade, like an actual grenade?
I guess, because somebody's leg was ripped open by one.
We gotta look that up. I don't know why they're using grenades.
And was instantly greeted by 5 armed Seattle Police Department officers demanding that I put my hands up. 5 automatic weapons aimed at my face after retrieving my belongings. I tried to run down an adjacent street trying to escape. The gas station I ran to locked their doors in my face. I decided to try to run further away, but was greeted by more Seattle Police Department officers who administered another round of tear gas. Afterwards, I called to National Guard soldiers, asking how they could hold on. Asking how they could do this to citizens standing just like this. And then there's a
Most of
video.
the protest remains peaceful. There are people trying to start violence. And there are people trying to stop people.
I think we have flash grenades.
Yeah, maybe flash grenades. He probably doesn't even know what they are called.
Pepper spray has
Look at
started.
that. They're just standing there. My God, look, people are getting hurt by them.
The police are ordering people.
They were not doing anything.
Alright. Yeah, so not frag grenades, flash grenades. Yeah, they're not using like live armament against us. So yeah, that's why we're talking about this at length. So you get to know about me and my wife and what's going on and how we feel about it. I mean, it's all over social media. Everybody's talking about it. We all have opinions. And yeah, I mean, you guys know where I stand. We can't be quiet just because we live in our bubbles and this does not affect us personally. We're gonna have to make changes, and the protests are not enough. There needs to be changes to the system that has been put into place to benefit one group of people. And the sooner we all admit that as white people we benefit so much from this system. We have to admit it, we have to get to that point, and then once we admit it and we understand it, we need to give it up. We need to give it away. Our white privilege, our advantage. We need to give it away. And that's not going to be done easily. I have reservations that it will be done at all, but I know at least we have to try, because this system has been put into place a long time ago. We had slavery, we had Jim Crow, all of the systems and institutions that we have in place now were built on that. So I don't know. We have video of everything. And it doesn't matter. And that scares me. It doesn't matter. Because
those in power, white people, have known about this the whole time. And they didn't care. So now that we have video, we're showing it to everybody, they see it and they're like, yeah. I don't see what the big problem is.
Everyone, hold on. We've got someone on the phone.
And that's what's going on. And I hope that if you have watched this and you made it this far, and you're white, which is kind of prerequisite to the whole thing, being white, is understanding that even with all the video, nothing has changed, and that's because it doesn't matter. God damn it. Voice. Whatever. No, I'm not doing all that great. I'm very preoccupied, babe.
I know.
Well, it's tough. I mean, those are my subscribers, or anybody else. This is very serious. It is very serious. This could lead, or this probably will lead to something else. This will keep going forward. I don't think this one's going to be quelled. And I believe those in power, and white people in power, are very worried about this. Man, fuck you. Damn it. Oh, excuse me. Tower monster. What are you looking at now?
Another dumb fucker that called the police on somebody for being black. He was delivering, making a delivery in a gated community. And the president of the homeowners association in that area decided to come out and stop him as he's trying to leave because he wanted to know who gave him the gated, the gate code to get in.
Oh, all this. This one I'm gonna bring.
Oh my God. He tells them he's in a delivery truck. He fucking tells them that he made a delivery and they want him to tell him, where did you make the delivery and whose house? And he said, that is none of your business. I'm leaving. Can you have this person move his car? And they say, no. Why? Because did you make a wrong turn in here? Is that how you got in? I told you. He said, there's only way to get in, right? One way to get in, right? He said, yes. With the gate code, correct? Yes. So you need to tell me who gave it to you. That is not your business. I'm doing my job and I'm trying to leave.
Right at the top, not looking good. Not looking good. There's no more questions?
No.
Damn it.
For 30 minutes, they blocked him and wouldn't let him leave and go do his job. And he was trying to leave.
Damn it.
Eventually, the man that he delivered to came out to talk to the fucking neighbor.
What do you say?
He called him and apologized. I don't understand what his need or purpose was for doing it. Normally, I probably could have handled it a little different.
Ooh, I only got 6 more minutes to finish this off. Hopefully I'll win.
And then the black man felt like he needed to call the police to make sure it was okay for him to leave, so it wasn't like he was fleeing a crime scene. What in the actual fuck is going on? I'm hungry.
I'm kind of hungry too. I think I gotta make some food.
Well, do you want to finish your game hits and have me start some food for you to eat? Because it is now 12:54.
When did we start?
I have no idea.
I wonder how long this video is gonna be.
I think it's like 2 hours long.
It's gonna be quite some time. Well, man, I can't imagine anybody made it this far.
Well, they could have fast forward.
Oh, come the fuck on. This game is killing me.
I'm freezing and hungry.
Really that cold? I don't feel it.
Oh, it's probably because it's past time for my medicine.
It could have something to do with it. Alright, well I got 2 more attacks on this. So
Jesus
we're calling
Christ,
good.
babe.
Only got 4 minutes. I'm running out of time. Why? Huh? What's going on with this? Okay. I'm gonna switch it up.
And I'm sleepy. But that's also because of my medicine.
But we gotta.
I'm surprised the baby's still asleep with all the yelling.
Whoa, it wasn't like really yelling.
He was yelling.
Was I yelling? I don't know about
When
that.
you were getting really bad, I was like, oh my fucking God.
Please don't wake up the baby.
You realize he's on the other side of this wall.
Oddly enough, I never really thought about that.
We take care of our grandson 5 days out of the week, and he's a year old. And we're too old for this shit.
Too old for this shit, indeed.
My kids, like I said, are 16 through 24. Not one. We have now had him since he was 3 months old. Once a week for 5 days. And holy shit. Well, from 3 to 5 days. But still.
Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, I fucking hate this game. I hate it. I hate it.
I'm gonna leave now so I can make some food for you and us.
My wife's gonna leave to make food.
Adios. I don't know if you'll see me again, but you see me now. I always hide from the camera.
They'll see you again.
All right. Good night. Adios.
I am getting pretty tired too.
I gotta go take medicine and do what I gotta do and be a wife. Ta-ta.
See you in a second. Oh man. So there's that. So that's my wife. We're both pretty tired. We all went down. Let's keep hitting buttons. Just fucking die. God damn it. Oh, guys. Man. I might try to edit this one down. It is kind of rough.
A lot of talk. A lot of talking about the issues going on right now. Black Lives Matter. What we've seen. The way the protests are going. The way some of the police are acting. The response to what is going on. Why is the response, coordinated violence? Why are there instigators in the protest? Why is it? Why? If you made it this far, I appreciate it. This was not an easy topic. It was really weird playing my games while talking about it. But I can blame it on the conversation. I was just playing shitty today. Plain and simple. I hope that this leads to lasting change. It's not going to. The protests are just the very, very, very beginning. The real change that needs to happen. Fuck, guys, fuck. Fuck. The real fucking changes. The tearing down of institutions that have been built up to keep things the way they are right now. When we had our first black president, and he got elected, and I was like, holy shit! Like this might be the moment. And he served 8 years. He made mistakes, but for the most part, I love the guy. And then this happened. An openly racist individual was elected, who was still openly racist. In the way that he responds to the protest. He responds to the protest with violence. I don't know. I'm a realist by nature. I mean, you guys know that. I don't think anything is going to change. I'm going to go and I'm going to join the protests. I'm going to stay active in getting the message out. I'm going to do more of these. My wife will ask me questions. I will respond. I will respond honestly. I don't know the questions beforehand. I made sure that was very important to me. I know you're connected to fast charging. I know this. My phone is connected. I don't understand why you keep fucking telling me. Damn it. I'm afraid that nothing's going to change. I'm afraid because deep down, I know nothing is going to change. I'm going to throw this fucking thing out the goddamn window if it tells me one more time. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the thing keeps popping up. Alright, everybody, take care. Be kind to one another. Understand that racism and the targeting of black people in the black community is a real thing. And there have been laws enacted to make this happen, to keep black people in a certain position in this country. And that position is underneath white people. That is exactly how the system has been designed, is to keep black people underneath white people. Let's go back to saying all lives matter. All lives do matter. But it has been shown time and time again, like in that video of George Floyd, that black lives matter less. And that is what this is about. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm going to stream. Take care. I love you guys.